Okay, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to game four of the Saturday Extravaganza, Saturday Slugs Extravaganza. You choose. I've just finished playing, so I'm really, really happy to kick back and just see how this game four pans out. With me in the booth this afternoon is Rick Warner. Good afternoon, Rick.
Hey, Suresh, how are you, buddy? You just came from a game, as you were saying, and now you're in the booth. How's everything? How does that go? The transition from playing to commentating for yourself?
Look, it was a pretty. I enjoy playing against Actor. Actor's a great opponent to play against, especially when it's just me and him. There's nothing on the line. Let's talk about what we're doing and and have a good time. So I had a really great game. Although you probably didn't see one of my best moves there at the end when I ran Luke over a rock and killed him. But I'm just looking forward to just sitting back. I'm probably going to duck away in just a minute for a beer as well. And we should have a pretty good matchup this afternoon, Rick. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited for this match. I love the fact that we've got fire sprays coming in for Sis because, you go back a year and Sis was all about 6, 7, 8 ships. And now that we've got fire sprays, we're seeing a lot more priority across that faction. I love to see the TIE Defender come out as well. It's actually one of my favorite, most efficient ships, I reckon, in the game. You've got a great chassis, 3 red dice, 3 green dice, a white 4K, which means you can just go back and forward to your heart's content. And it's got everything that you want. I love the fact that the new Sky Strike Squadron Pack brought that ship back to life. The fact that it's got 3 hull and 4 shields means you can still be cheeky with it at the start of the game, unlike the TIE Interceptor. So you can get away with a little bit at the start, which you might not be able to do with the other aces. So it's a cool ship. It does cost a lot. It's red hard 1 and 2 hard are both red. Sorry, it's turn 1 and turn 2 are both red, which gives it some limitations there. But overall, I think it's one of my favorite ships in the game. What about yourself?
I haven't flown them too much myself, but I've got a decent amount of respect for them and a massive amount of respect for the bloke who's flying them this afternoon. That is Liam Earley from the Perth Jawas. I'd ask him for a shout out, but he's in his own room already, ready to start the game. It'd be great to see both Liam and his opponent flying those fire sprays you mentioned there. Brendan Morrissey from Victoria, so it's good to see a little bit of more of an interstate flavour. I know we had Matt Deering on earlier as well for this Slugs Extravaganza. So the players are just about ready to kick off. They're just about setting their dials. Let's get this game started, Rick. And I think this is going to be a pretty close matchup. With these fire sprays here, a lot of beef and probably a little bit less beef on Liam's side. But the death rain as an inclusion with that trajectory simulator, continents and ion bombs is a really interesting piece to see what Liam does with it.
Yeah, I think he's pulled a couple of different things here to make his Galactic Empire list. I do want to draw attention to Captain Dobbs because we do have a question in the chat from the Harp Daddy asking what on earth does Captain Dobbs do. So I'll read the ability out as it says. While another friendly ship at 0 to 1 defends, before the neutralize result step, if you're in the attack arc and you are not ionized, you may gain 1 ion to cancel 1 hit result, which comes into effect a lot if you're trying to cover for Soontir Fel, if he's a little bit vulnerable and you're in the same attack arc. So you can take a hit early to save your predominant ace in the game, so to speak, and give him a little bit more life over the 75 minutes that we'll see here.
Alrighty, looks like they're just about ready to go. We've given them the thumbs up. Let's just jump in there real quick and tell them that we expect to see the die. Now, who do you like for the winner?
Oh, man. You know what? This is a tough one. I feel like Empire could chisel this one. The only problem I have is that with aces like Soontir, you'd love to get behind your opponent, but you can't really do that with the fire sprays with their rear gun and the fact that they've got bombs. So getting behind them isn't necessarily the way to win it for Empire and the easy win here. So I'm not really sure. I think the first engagement, if the Galactic Empire can get away with a few hits without taking much damage, they can probably draw this game to a win. But I'd love to know what the rest of the audience reckons as well. If you think Galactic Empire are going to take this game, to give us a 1-1-1 in the chat. If you think the Fire Sprays can take it away, give us a 2-2-2. What about yourself? While the people type away, what do you think, Suresh?
I personally struggle to bet against Liam Earley flying Soontir. That's me. I know you can't come in from the back, but you can actually come in from the side, do the damage, and then get away. And it's pretty aggressive here so far. He's going all out for Zam. Kind of like this.
This is crazy. We're actually going to have an engagement in turn 1, straight off the bat. I don't know if I saw that coming straight away. Is he in? I think he's going to be an arc. He won't necessarily be down the pipe, but
yeah, no free focus. Or is that? Ooh. Yeah, no free focus, but he's going to get the range 3s, and we're going to see the dice fly already.
Two hits recorded against... Okay, he's used the Force to get those 2 evades, so we've kind of neutralized there, and I think we'll see a shot from Django into Soontir.
Yes, we will. Now, what we didn't see was any kind of condition card flip.
Yeah, do you want to give the viewers... This is a little bit of a novel for everyone. Do you want to give the viewers a bit of a read down about the conditions with Sam Wessel?
Yeah, let's just bring them up. Now, I don't know if I can actually put them up through the overlay for you, but I'll certainly give you a bit of a rundown. You're looking for, in the main, while I bring up the text here, you're really powering those double taps with Zam. So Nathan Squadron says it's just a short novel. If I read them both, I think that's pretty much as close to War and Peace as what you get in X-Wing. So let me grab them up for you, and we'll give you a quick rundown, even if I don't read them all. Alrighty. Here we go. So at the start of each round, you have the option to give Zam Wessel 1 or of 2 condition cards. Now, what the card I probably was expecting Brendan to throw down here first was the condition, you should thank me. So when after you defend, Zam Wessel recovers 1 charge, then you may acquire a lock on the attacker. At the end of the engagement phase, if the card is face down, you're in an enemy ship's firing arc. Reveal the card, spend 2 charges, and then perform a bonus attack. So you typically see that at the start of each round, just to actually start powering up some of those charges. Zam starts with 2 of the 4, but you want to build them up, and then you can actually get bonus double taps 2 rounds in a row. 4 attacks in 2 rounds can be pretty devastating.
You're not wrong. I would suspect that Brendan probably didn't think that there was going to be a first round engagement to get his charges back. So maybe he didn't set one at all.
That's a possibility.
Potentially, I'm like, because what you're saying would make perfect sense in the efficiency world, but I think coming out here to have a first round of engagement, that's kind of really early for any game. And right now, it seems like there might be a bit of a chase for Sam Wessel from the Galactic, and you've got Django coming in the rear. So he'll probably want to move Soontir from out of the middle of the board if he can potentially get out of there and doesn't want to take any early shots. What do you think you'd be doing here, Suresh, in this first, the second move for the second engagement coming up?
So Liam's clearly chosen a target here, and they finally set that condition card. You might have been right there, Rick. Brendan's just pinged that on the table. Liam's really going all out for Zam, and what I think I expect here actually is some pretty big moves by both Death Rain and Captain Dobbs. Now, it was only a 3 forward from Captain Dobbs. I think that might be maybe a little bit slower than what I have liked, because if we went, say, a 5 and then rolled, he's taken the lock. So possibly trying to set up a future attack here. Now, with Death Rain, what I'm actually expecting is... Whoop, not that. Liam, what are you doing to me? Making a liar out of me, and yeah, Zam's just setting up the rear arcs there with and the bombs potentially for the chase. So we'll see what Soontir does. I expect Soontir probably to turn around this finger rock here, as I think we all like to call it. Django's got some funny... Oh, what are you doing, Liam? This is a bit odd. Liam's played pretty aggressively, or maybe overplayed this. This would be great if Zam actually wasn't moving, but Zam, of course, gets a vote, and there's a boost. So this is going to be pretty awkward next round for Soontir Fel with these bombs that might be coming in. And this is why I liked maybe a bit of a different move with Soontir, because Django has to turn in, and the boost to the right is a little bit dicey. You can possibly get away with sneaking through a different channel to keep the pressure up on Zam. Right now, Zam's had a big escape. Just a couple of average shots there from Liam, and also Soontir is slightly out of position now.
I don't mind that move from Soontir. I think the fact that he was in the middle of the board early, he just needed to get out of there. There is going to be a shot into him, I believe. The thing is, Captain Dobbs' ability should come into effect here if the hits get through. He'll be able to take that ionized token, take away the damage, and there'll be an extra evade up Soontir's sleeve. So I think he'll be safe. The only concern here is if Captain Dobbs takes an early ionized token, which might make Captain Dobbs vulnerable to the next shot from Django when he turns back into the middle of the board.
Yeah. And here we go. Oof.
So it looks like he Count Dooku the crit and then focused for 2 hits and a crit there.
Oh no. That's a hit crit going through on Soontir. And this is why I thought he might be just to have overplayed this a little. Now he is going to use Captain Dobbs' ability, get himself out of jail just a little bit, because he'll just take the crit though.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate roll, isn't it, when you've got the 3 blanks. What have we got? Blinded Pilot. While you perform an attack, you can only modify your dice by spending force for their effect. I think he's lucky to survive there to a degree with the fact he's got the abilities, which has kind of helped. I think the next turn he might be in a little bit of danger. We might see a trajectory bomb thrown here from Death Rain, possibly.
I think it's far enough.
With the 5 forward, yeah, it might not be far enough as well.
Meanwhile, here comes Captain Dobbs. Nice. 3 hits into only 1 evade. So a little bit of damage there in return on Zam. Here's the card. There it is. You should thank me. He's going to get a charge back and a lock on Captain Dobbs.
There you go.
So he's traded a critical on Soontir for 3 shields on Zam, and in the chat there, yeah, you can play around the bombs. And I think a couple of guys have said yes, you can possibly play around the bombs, but the problem here is that you're really backing Soontir into this corner really early, and Django Fett might have something to say about that. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Soontir Fel, excuse me. I haven't even got that beer yet. Turn away to the right and actually get himself out of dodge and try and come in at a later date.
Yeah, for sure. I think with Captain Dobbs going 1 forward, he might... I think he might just bump here as well into Soontir. So we
Yeah.
might not even get a focus, which is going to make him a little vulnerable. I'm still expecting Death Rain to throw a seismic charge out just to give some sort of cover. Because you're going to have your two aces pretty much in the back corner of the map, which is a little scary. Sam will probably just do the one bank just to get another shot off with his rear gun.
Yep.
I don't expect him to drop a bomb because I don't expect Soontir to turn into it. So there might be one turn off from Sam dropping any bombs to that nature. But what do you like in that exchange so far? Are you okay with the fact that Soontir's taken a crit in exchange for 3 shields from Sam this early?
I think actually Liam. Oh, there it is. There's a something. Um, I just don't think that he's got in his approach right. Like he had this obvious target, which is Zam, but I just don't think I like the way he approached it, and I don't think Liam really does either. So we'll see how this goes with regards to where these fire sprays end up, but I really expect Soontir to have to disengage, and that's the problem, is when you only have the same way that you have these small ship count lists. When you've only got 2 or 3 ships, you really need them all working for you at the same time. Otherwise, you just don't put your opponent under any pressure. So that's why I think it's been a bit awkward. And here comes some bombs of his own from Brendan. Sam Wessel is dropping some thermals. So actually might catch Captain Dobbs there.
Yeah, I think my first judgment on that was incorrect. I think it is going to catch Dobbs with the Ion making him super predictable. The other thing to note is that this may be a little confusing. I think the list that we got sent was for seismic charges, but I think what Liam is running is ion bombs, and that's why you can see an ion bomb in the middle of the map, not a seismic charge. They cost the same, but the list loaded actually says ion bomb. And for those playing at home, an ion bomb at the end of the activation phase, the device detonates. When it detonates, each ship at range 0 to 1 gains 3 ion tokens, which would be enough to ionize Jango Fett with the medium base. And then and at range 0 to 1 suffers 1 damage as well. And each remote suffers 1. Yeah, so I think that might be a little bit confusing for the guys at home, because I think the list we originally sent had seismic, but I think maybe last minute he's brought Ion into the game. So in that case, Ion might be not that bad for Liam, because if Jango turns in, he is definitely going to get ionized, and the guys might be able to capitalize, the aces might be able to capitalize it from next turn, because I'd expect, if that's the case, Sam could probably, sorry, not Sam, Captain Dobbs could probably do a 4K, a white 4K, and come back in for another shot. Or if you wanted to chase Sam, he could also do that. But I guess it's going to depend upon where the 2 fire sprays end up at the end of this turn.
Yeah, so that ion bomb in the middle there, that just really covers the center against Jango's approach, which I do like. And you saw Liam take... Oh, he's turned in. Oh, he's playing this super aggressively. Remind me to pay Liam out about this later. But this is really, really aggressive from Liam. He's got a blinded pilot. He's got to roll away from that bomb. And what I was about to say was that Death Rain really is going to try and control the center of the board here, though not the biggest gun to do it with. What he really wants is to get Captain Dobbs turning in. And we'll see here. Here's the barrel roll. Focus barrel roll. It'll be a long shot. Oh, it's very, very aggressive from Liam. But then again, on the flip side, it does keep his guns on target as best he can, without disengaging. So Soontir's problem now is actually going to be Jango Fett coming through in the next round or two. And here's the range 3 shot though. Explode that bomb, gents. That bomb's got to go away, you hope. Yeah, not much doing there. And there's the condition. It's another round of You Should Thank Me. So that's full 4 charges for Zam. Expect to be seeing some double taps coming up. Although Zam is running away from the fight, and you really don't want to get Django mixed up with the thermals. There we go. Finally remembered the bombs. That's just the one there on Captain Dobbs. He takes a hit. So very efficient bombs, the thermals. Starting to do some work already, and we're going to see a sneaky range 3 from Django at Suntiafel.
Not obstructed as well. It was very close. Unfortunately for Liam, it is not obstructed. He's got the 2 evades, so he's safe to fight another day. But he will take another shot here from Sam. We 3 plays 4 again. He still has the focus.
Yep.
However, Sam will have the lock, so kind of expecting 3 hits here, irregardless, because he also has the focus.
And it looks just a bit far away for Captain Dobbs. There we go. Hit, crit. So Liam's looking for paint. He sees it too, which is nice. Keeps Sunti in the fight. And good afternoon, Rumble Rocket B3.
Hey, Rumble Rocket. It's good to see the chat active. Thanks for typing in the chat, guys, and interacting with us, the casters, and also anyone else who's in the audience. It's really good to see the Slugs channel doing well. They just hit 200 followers, which is a great milestone to hit. Hopefully they can hit 250 within the next week. Maybe 300. Who knows?
Let's see how we go. Hey, it's 2 a.m. So thanks for sticking up. Hopefully we'll keep you up for the next hour while this game goes on. Now, Rick, Brendan's pulled a really good bait and switch here. You've had Zam come in, do some damage, and now Zam's getting out of the fight, and he's going to throw Django in.
Oh no, that's and here's the thing: it's going to be tough for Dobbs because Dobbs is going to be really predictable. He can't hard 1 or hard 2 without doing a red maneuver, so he's probably going to do a 2 or 3 bank with Dobbs in order to give Suntir support. Suntir, he's just in that corner. I'm expecting Django just to do a 1 forward, but you're completely right. He's going to try to spread the damage across his 2 ships, get Sam out of there, get Django on the front line. Death Rain will come in the back again, but with only 2 red dice, it's not going to be that lethal, and Django might actually have the cloud to cover him from Death Rain in the rear. But it's going to be a dicey move. I'm expecting Dobbs to match up with Suntir again, just so they can do the ability of taking a ionized token for the to take the hit if Suntir was in danger. But it's kind of, you're in 2 different shapes here, because if Suntir chases hard after Sam, you're going to separate Dobbs too far away to be able to do that. And if you chase with Suntir, you still got the rear gun of Sam Wessel to take on here. So I'm expecting maybe a slow play from the 2 aces of the Galactic Empire here, just to fight Django and hopefully do some more damage and try and create that distance between Sam. I think it's too risky this early just to chase Sam, just to get more extra hits and potentially half points.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether the problem is you can't chase Sam. Like you just can't. You'll eat. You won't eat another bomb because the bomb's not coming, but you'll just get stuck between the 2 fire sprays. Django Fett is the obvious target, but that's just splitting the damage. So Liam might need to just ride his luck for a round or 2, see if he can avoid the worst of these fire sprays, and then actually get himself into a position where he can put himself in a position, I should say, where he's actually now got an option as to who he chases after. Because right now he's really only got 1 target in Django Fett. Oh no, Brendan's actually been really aggressive here with his thermals. He's tossed out just another 1, and that's really going to gum things up for pretty much everybody. And there's Captain Dobbs, 3 banking for that free evade. but he's got to wonder whether he's going to say, thanks very much for coming, thermal detonator. Um, this is interesting. And just a little right bank from Death Rain.
Yeah, that's the concern. I think I look, Django will probably still do the one forward. I'm assuming, could be wrong. Even if he takes the thermal detonator hit, it's well worth it if Django can do like a range 1 or range 2 against either Galactic Empire Ace. We'll have to see what the thinking here is from Brendan.
Yeah, so there it is. There's just the one forward because he's keeping Zam in the fight, albeit at range 3. Oh, he's turned away. He's turned away hard. Oh, he stays stressed. Suntir fell. What are you doing? That's not the position you normally see him in, but he's just had to do that because he had to avoid the bombs there, and he had to avoid getting into Django's firing arcs. There's a straight 3, and I reckon we might see a boost here. This could be a dead Suntir fell.
Yeah, I can kind of see the thinking because as Suntir continue to follow Sam hard, Sam's just going to drop bombs all day, every day until like it just weathers Suntir well out of the fight. So I can kind of see Liam's thinking here. He's in two mindsets. If I chase bombs, most likely certain death. If I turn away, I can probably live to fight another day. I didn't see the three straight coming in from Django, but he's come in hard, and it seems to be the right move to make. He's anticipated this,
Yep.
and you're right. He's got
the right move.
The banks come in, and he's gotten right behind him. He's also out of the arc of Dobbs, which means he's going to be safe from that range 1 shot.
Yep.
And it's going to be a scary time to be alive for Suntir, that's for sure.
Look, if you are alive. It's a hit each on each of the ships there. So Thermal's doing more work. And here we go, range 1.
I'm scared. This is...
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And look now, Empire fans.
Oh, no. It's a crit. It's just a crit. No way.
Oh, this is...
Oh,
triple focus. What are you doing, Fell? You can't Dobbs that.
I think he's just out of Dobbs's range.
You can only cancel hits as well.
Yeah, that's correct. What have we got in store? Is it... It's another blind. Well, look, if you're going to get anything, it's going to be the same crit, right? If Suntir's got to be counting his blessings right now because that's one lucky ace, really. But he's in that corner. He can only He can only hard turn out of there for the next turn and still be vulnerable for the next. So it's a precarious position, that's for sure.
Nathan Squadron asking, did Liam shuffle the deck? I hope so. Although double Bs, somebody might need to tell me if it auto shuffles. Thanks, Rumble Rocket. I thought it did auto shuffle, so just a little bit unfortunate or fortunate to cop a double blinded, and only one hit there from Zam. I guess you'll spend the evade.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we're going to see the double tap start to come in.
Yeah, I mean, that's really unlucky from Brendan. Both those rolls didn't get him the results he was looking for. And, you know, that's super unlucky. Great positioning, just wasn't able to capitalize through a little bit of luck. Death Rain coming with the shot, yep. Goes right.
I think he won't mind too much because Suntir Fell has to work out how he gets away from Django next round. And losing a round to that, Brendan, I don't think will mind too much. There it is. There's your better mean business. So likely start to see some double taps here.
So did you like that? Did you like that he took the shot into Sam to kind of not shovel the damage across both ships, but just pummel into one? Or, you know, I don't know. Would you have gone for Django?
I do, because You have to. You have to pressure these ships, otherwise they'll just wreck you. Frankly, you've got to make them run away. You've got to make them use that boost rather than a dice modifier, whether it's the focus, the lock, or even a reinforce. Although I don't expect to see a reinforce at the moment. I think he's Dookuing a crit here. It's a shame because he rolled one.
Yeah. Jeez, he's rolled unlucky this turn, hasn't he? And he'll spend the focus surely for Dobbs.
Yeah, that's the last shot of the round, with Dobbs being the lowest initiative, and that's the bonus attack there. So definitely the last shot of the round. And
that's an insane turn for the Galactic Empire. Only being dealt 1 critical damage in 3 shots. Yeah. When you've got Dooku, a focus, and a range 1 from Jango Fett. And now you've got Soontir in the corner. His hard 1 turns white, but his hard 2's blue. So I'm expecting the blue. That way he can throw on, an extra token for defense. But he's in such a vulnerable position right now. I'm still scared. He's not safe just yet.
I don't even know if the blue 2 fits. It's very, very close.
I think is it one of those things where if you're 45 degrees from the edge of the board, if it's a blue 2, it should fit back on the board if you start from being on the board, which in this case he is. Is that right, or am I completely wrong?
I'm going to confess that I don't know. I've never.
I could be wrong here.
I should probably test it for myself one day and actually try and develop that rule of thumb, like you said, because they really do help.
I could be wrong. I'm sure someone in the chat's going to call me out and be like, nah, that doesn't make any sense. But geometry, the Pythagoras' theorem, surely.
Well, Nathan Squadron, Rumble Rocket, and Darth Wombat, good to see you've stuck around, mate. All say that the two blue fits.
Yeah. That's Nathan Squadron from New Zealand. How are you, Big Nath? Good to see you in the chat, mate. Been seeing you pumping out the comments over the last couple of days. I hope New Zealand's doing well with the whole COVID situation.
Hey, I hope New Zealand's doing well at XTC.
So, precarious positions indeed. So, are we expecting Death Rain to pursue Sam here or Jango? Now, if he pursues Sam, he's definitely going to go over the cloud. If he pursues Jango, he won't be going for the ship that would have been shoveled damage.
This is cunning. So he's dropping a bomb, and that's going to give him an action. And I reckon it's a barrel roll to the left, and this is going to be telling. Oh no, he's thrown down a lock.
Spicy locks for days. Okay, so he's doubling down. He's going for Jango. Okay.
I thought what I thought he might have done is you throw down the bomb, you get the free roll, and then I get you a roll to the left, and you can keep pursuing the side of Sam there. But no, he's clearly telegraphed a turn in on Jango. Here's another thermal.
Another thermal. And another one. And another. Yeah, it's crazy. Thermals for days, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's the 3rd thermal token that Zam has dropped. Let's make sure that is updated. No more shields on Zam. And here's... Oh, Jango says, I can do that too.
How does Death Rain get out of that situation? Is it possible to avoid both? So he's done the 3 bank. He's popped the evade. He can't boost because then he would bump. Yep. Or could he boost 1 forward and get out of 1 thermal detonator? I don't know if you'd want to do that anyway.
I think the best option is to try a roll, but it's not the greatest move, and you'll probably take. Well, you're certainly taking 1 bomb. You might take that 2nd bomb anyway. So I think we'll see what Liam likes here. Oh, he's just saying, thanks for coming, thermal detonators.
Okay. Looks like he might want to try and get half points on Sam and before he can get away kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. Would the safer turn with the barrel be more effective. That's the thing I was saying at the start of this match is the fact that that ship has 3 hull and 4 shields means you can be a little bit more cheeky. You know, you can get away with a few more damage inputs if the thermal detonators do indeed end up to be hits.
It's a big move there from Zam, and that's really gotten away from Liam. Liam really just needs to reset himself and come around for something new. Let's see if he can ride out the bombs. Oh, he's done another one. Wasn't sure about the 2, and looking at where the 1's landed, I'm not sure I'd be either. And there's the turn. So this is big from Django. Easy range 1 shot on Suntia, and he's
it's a shame because I think if he 2-turned there, he would have got out of the rear arc in that situation. Although I believe Django does have, correct me if I'm wrong, I'll just have another look, Seasoned Navigator.
Yeah, so putting that to good use. And here's 2 more bombs coming in at Captain Dobbs. Oh, he blanks out. Alrighty, here we go. So range 1, Sunti, I don't think he's got this one.
Never say never, Suresh. Never say never. There we go.
Gonna spend that lock.
3.
So
he needs everything.
That
more,
is,
doesn't he?
and doesn't get them.
Well, if you play with fire too long, usually you're gonna get burnt. So I think Sunti is going to come off the board after that one, but he's not out of the game just yet. The points might say that, but
look, the problem is the board state. So at the moment, you've got Dobbs and Death Rain in the opposite directions. Although you got a 4K, you can fix that. But Dobbs and Death Rain's kind of been hung out to dry here now. These are really the next easy target for Django Fett. And then Zam can just reset herself and avoid the worst of what Captain Dobbs might do and start to get those double taps to burn down Dobbs even further. So it's a pretty tough one here for Liam, because Death Rain with those Cononets and the ion bombs is what we're seeing. Sorry, not the seismics that the chat says. They just don't have the options really to spike any damage on these fire sprays. I'm just worried that he just doesn't have enough damage output anymore.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen here, because I mean, Galactic Empire is far from being out, but it is going to be an uphill battle. I think it's really going to depend upon Captain Dobbs now to really step up. Get half points on Sam if that's the decision to be made. If he can get half points, it is worth 51, and Sunti Fell was worth 56, so that would close the gap in terms of points. But I'm worried that Django Fett is absolutely going to bully Death Rain on that other side of the board if you do split ships in different directions. But he might want to try to get half on Sam. It's going to be a tough one. And again, said this at the start, if you chase a fire spray, you're usually in danger because of the rear arcs and the fact that they've also got thermal detonators on board as well. So trying to get those side shots where you're not exposed to either of those two danger elements is going to be tough to find that open space. I'm not gonna write him off just yet. I think it's still possible. You never know. We saw bad dice rolls 2 turns ago from the fire sprays, so even something like that could happen. We are going to see is it going to be an ion drop by Death Rain? Yes, it is.
Yep. It's really using that to power those free actions with Death Rain's pilot ability.
The problem is, because Django's got Seasoned Navigator, even if he did turn that way, he could easily just turn back the other way. So he's not really in danger with that extra co-pilot being on board.
Yeah, Django does have all the cards at the moment, so we'll see what Liam can do, and it's just another focus evade there from Captain Dobbs, and Death Rain just gumming up the works as well. So uh, does have the option for a bump there. Ooh, a 4K from
Okay.
Zam.
Woo! So he has dialed in the one hard. Will he seize a navigator out of this? Yes,
Doesn't
he will.
need to. Oh no, he does need to because of the bomb.
He's going to bump. He's going to neutralize shots from both parties.
You've called it there, JR Soccer. He is setting up for the Continent. This is really interesting. Because if Death Rain survives long enough, I think, in fact, this is really interesting. Like you can just bomb Django Fett off the board in this game state.
And you can still drop a mine token on top of an enemy even if they're directly behind you, correct? So, in fact, as JR Soccer was mentioning, he's probably setting up for that Continent. If the ship overlaps with the device, it will detonate. When the device detonates, the ship will suffer 1 damage and 3 ion tokens. So, he's pulling it back. He's being a little bit crafty, but he is, setting up here.
But then he can drop a bomb, and then a bomb, and then a bomb, and reload the bomb.
That, you're not wrong.
Damage to himself.
The 3 ion yeah. So he'll be ionized for the next turn. Yeah, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't with Django. If he did turn into that ion, then he's ionized facing one way. But now that he's at the rear, yeah, you're right. We'll see. And was it a little bit of a misplay? I don't know. It's to each their own. I think it would have been a difficult path either way, to be honest.
Oh, this game just got interesting. Like I think with all these actions you can do, and there might be some mathematics or something, like getting all your charges back. You've got reload actions. Can you bomb Django Fett to oblivion and maybe just sneak Captain Dobbs in for a shot or two to make sure you don't have to do it 9 times or 8 times, I should say.
He's dropped it too. Yeah.
That was the Continent.
Yeah.
Now, only 1 net. So another shield on Django from the net.
And it's cool that it ionizes in that order, so he has to do the one forward. He can't get out of it. I wonder, yeah, you're right. If he opts to reload, can he just drop it over and over and over again? Why not?
I mean, that's the thing.
Have we seen this before? I don't remember ever seeing Continent being reloaded and done it the way that it has. It's like the tow truck. You've pulled someone over, or someone's parked illegally. You've put the tow on the car, and you've just towed them to the local junkyard.
Yeah, just a minute. The overlay seems to have reset itself. Suntia suddenly got back to full health. Let's fix that up. And there's... Oh. There we go. No, you can't reload Continents, but if you're ballsy enough, you're going to do this with ion bombs.
Yeah, you're right.
Because there we go. He just got himself a bomb back. And Sam is sneaking past here. Might have the option to boost into the rear arc. No, won't get that one. Oh, it'll be close, but I think no. There we go. So off the top of my head with those Continents, you don't immediately suffer that effect, which is why the right turn 1 actually works.
Right. I can't remember the last time I saw a Continent being used, so that's why I'm so out of the draft with Continent. In fact, I've actually never run into a Continent in my time playing X-Wing, albeit only like 2.5 years, so there you go. I would have thought the order of operation happened at the net level, but I guess not, so he is able to turn out. That would have been cool if that was the case, though.
possibly to stop this. Now, interesting they spawned Django's Arc, and I had Death Rain in the... There we go. I've just realised that one. Yeah, I played around with them just a little bit, but the problem is actually this. You don't get the effect on the turn that you net them if this happens. So they are a little bit less of a sort of a big power swing.
Yeah, it's a shame.
You've actually got to play for the Ion on the round we're about to see. So I'll be interested to see if Liam can actually capitalize here. With the way he's facing, I don't know that he's going to get the option to just drop another Ion Bomb, because Django's 1 forward, I think, will take him away from that. So he's going to have to come around this gas cloud and maybe look to use Trajectory Simulator for another bomb option. But in the meantime, at the other end of the top of your screen there, we've got Captain Dobbs wondering how he's going to deal with Zam. And that's a pretty tough fight. What I actually think he might be better off doing is bringing Captain Dobbs back down the table, try and actually push through the damage on Django. If you think you can somehow lock Django into some kind of bomb lock, for want of a better term, and then actually push the damage there. Now 4K, that's the defender, patented defender move. Oh,
super efficient. I love it.
He's dropping a bomb here. Might just need to jump in here, Rick, because you have to drop that during the system phase.
Alrighty, while Suresh deals with that, guys in the chat, we're up to 26 people actively in the chat now, or actively watching. If you don't mind hitting that follow button. Also, let us know down below, who's going to bring it home? Is it going to be the Sis with the fire sprays, or do you think the Galactic Empire can get away with this game? Now, I think Galactic Empire does have the work cut out for them. There still is 32 minutes on the timetable, so it's not like it's not an impossible feat. We've got a Django Fett who is ionized from that Coronet last turn. I don't believe he gets into the arc of Death Rain. No, he doesn't. But, I mean, there wasn't much Death Rain could do given the last positioning that he was in to be able to turn that around, being the big bomber that he is. Now we're going to be down. If Death Rain actually has a shot, I think Death Rain might just be out of Sam's range. Yeah,
I don't think there are shots here.
Yeah, I don't think either party has a shot, so it's a bit of a reset. You've got this crunch happening with the 2 fire sprays coming in back into the center of the board, or back into like the jaws of Django and Sam. So it might be a little bit difficult for Galactic Empire to get away with much here. I'm suspecting Deathbrain will probably try to get ahead of Django and force the bump, or even if he does do Season Navigator, force him to go over the cloud so he doesn't have a follow-up action. And then hoping that Dobbs can get damage through is going to be a tough feat. He's just 1 hit away on Sam from getting half points and getting this game to be a lot more closer. It's not out of reach just yet. He does have to keep in mind that Captain Dobbs is only 2 damage away from getting half points against him as well. And Dobbs is actually quite expensive at 84 points.
Yeah, that Defender chassis, it's not cheap. You pay a lot for that white K-turn and the nice stats. Now, the guys in the chat, Senator Ryan, JR Soccer, both think that the Separatists are up. And I tend to agree. I'm wondering how you could possibly try and capitalize with some of these bombs if you're Liam, because that's what you have really that, well, actually, I tell a lie, because the Separatists have dropped 5 of them. So you saw Zam's last thermal get dropped last round, and Django still got 3. But these ion bombs, if you can bring those into play as that control element, I think it would be what Liam really needs to do to start swinging this in his favor, because he doesn't have the red dice to really capitalize. And here we see another bomb with a trajectory. So that's going 5 forwards. That's going to gum up the works. Oh, and he's taken a reload. And good, I'm going to say afternoon to you, Nickel City X-Wing. It's good to have you along.
Hi, Nickel City X-Wing.
Here we go. He's going in for a
He's
really
facing off. Super aggressive.
and he
desperate.
stops.
Oh, he does. Even okay, so he's disarmed. He won't have the shot. Wow.
He reloaded there.
This is going to be a face-off. Going in for the lock.
Yes.
This is a big turn. This is
huge. One left. Like, that avoids the bomb, though. So you can just take that if you're Django.
Django, yeah. But again, he's got Seasoned Navigator, so... What is he going to opt to do? Is he going to change that dial? Possibly?
I actually think you just accept. You're ahead. You accept 1 turn left. You bump into Death Rain, and you've got a favourable joust situation with... Oh, you got a mostly favourable joust situation with Zam against Captain Dobbs, but lots of mods on both sides and lots of dice on both sides. But that's what I think you do. He's changed it to a 1 bank.
Yeah, he wants to. It looks like he wants to get that double shot onto Dobbs. Death Rain can't shoot because of the reload disarm, which is a little bit of a shame because otherwise he would have had 3 dice. Even though stressed, still could have been effective from the side. Would have been 3 on 3.
Yeah, you're relying on variance to push the damage through, but
3 on 2, sorry.
Like, to win this game, you got to deal damage, and generally speaking, you have to roll red dice. So, I see where he's going. Brendan's looking for the quick kill. If Dobbs goes down, that's pretty much good game for for Liam this afternoon.
He has gotten out of sticky situations like this before, so I'm not just going to write him off.
No, not at all.
He'll have to survive this first shot, though, and hopefully he gets away squeaky clean. Oh, wow, so the iron just nips the back corner of Sam Wessel.
He's clipped Sam. That's huge. I mean, the obvious 4K next round, if there is a next round for Dobbs, will be less good, but that's still pretty big. It's 3 iron tokens and that damage.
And it gets him half points. It's 51-56 right now. We've got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Gets the 2 hits away. Oh, so, gonna have to you'll have to spend that evade.
And then we'll see what happens here in the face-off. Like, Brendan's really just racing damage here, and why not when you're up with the 2 chassis you have?
Oh no. So we just spent the force for 3.
Sorry, no damage. No, it's an iron bomb. It doesn't do damage. Thanks, Rumble Rocket. I haven't even had that beer yet. And 2 pictures, so 2 evades. Oh, this is a tough call. With that condition card, almost certainly a counterattack. Oh, he's thrown it down.
That's a big roll.
Yeah, he's going to take, hit, crit. But here we go. You'd better mean business. And crits into a fuel leak.
Fuel leak.
But he's just flipped. Oh, sorry, he's flipped. You should thank me. So he gets a charge and a lock. And now Dobbs, where are you, Dobbs? You've got you survived that one pretty well, actually, Dobbs.
Crazy. No way, he only takes the one hit. I think Iron Bomb does do 1 damage, Chief. It says here, if I read it out, when this device detonates, each ship at range 0 to 1 gains 3 ion tokens, and each remote at range 0 to 1 suffers 1 damage.
They're not remotes.
Oh, you're
So
right.
you'd blow up your probe droids and etc. But they're not, ships aren't remotes. So
Yeah, good point.
thanks for getting the card though. That clears everything up. I keep forgetting that iron bombs don't do damage. I keep wanting them to. Now, this has actually started to, like, are we seeing here, Rick, the little defender that could?
I reckon. Like, right now, Sam's in danger of being killed here. Like, he's going to be ionized, so he has to go forward. He still has bombs, if I'm not... No, he's used all his thermal detonators, so I'm expecting from Captain Dobbs to do a 4K without any bombs dropped behind Sam, which means he's going to do the evade from his the full throttle ability of the chassis, get a focus. So he's back in this game. This has been a huge swing.
And then actually, what do you reckon? A big bank by Death Rain and make sure of it?
Ooh, well, I don't know. I think
you do, because then you're gonna mess with his condition cards.
Yeah, I think you're right. What does he have? He is stressed at the moment with Death Rain. Three bank would just clear it.
So the thing is about that, right? If you go 3 bank left with Death Rain, Zam, to get his bonus attack, he doesn't want to be shot, but he's getting shot. And then if you shoot first with Death Rain, and Death Rain, of course, is initiative 4, you're actually trapping the ability. Oh no, you're not, because you'll perform a bonus attack against the attacker after you defend against anybody. Sorry, my bad. I still haven't had that beer. Focus evade, but I still think you do the big bank. And if you bump up...
Pretty hard. He's landed on an asteroid. Oh no!
That's your insurance shot.
The only thing I can think of is that this is Liam's 3rd or 4th game on TTS. He might have misjudged the 3 bank and thought it might not have cleared, and he might have thought doing the what he ended up doing here, the hard 2 might have cleared. That's the only thing I can think of. Or maybe he just wants to bump Django again, like yeah, I can't. I think it's a bit of a misplay because he rolls for the damage. He can't shoot.
Yeah, I'm not going to let Liam off that early. That easy, I should say. Here's Liam Early. So true story. When Western Australia last went into lockdown, he used to play me every day because I was on leave. He had nothing to do, so he used to wake up and ask me if I wanted a game of X-Wing. So I'm not letting you off that easily, Liam. You know what you're doing. And I was just surprised to see that 3 turn onto the rock. I thought the 3 bank, if you've got it, I assume you've got it if it's not red, means it's a pretty easy shot into the side of Zam there with no returns. And Django's going to get his range 1 shot and put the hurt on Death Rain.
Oh no. I mean, we can play good cop, bad cop all day, If that's the way that it's been read, then fair enough. It's very unfortunate though. But it is right. There is a 3 white bank in there that he could have got away with. Maybe a little bit of nerves. Maybe we're getting to the last 20 minutes of the game and there's a bit of pressure on. We've got the stream running.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be a lot of things.
Oh, that's another subpar roll there from Django.
Jeez Louise.
So still takes the last shield there on Death Rain. Yeah, missing an opportunity here is Liam, just to really try and make sure of it on Zam. But we'll see what the dice have to say. That said, I don't mind what it does to his next round, which is start to look at some options here for more ion bombs out the front.
Looked like he just spent the lock then, and he's going for the 3. So I'm assuming that reroll was a lock, unless it was something I've missed.
I'll just see what he clears. Yeah, he did re-roll it into a hit. There's the evade. It's going to dodge that one again. Now we're going to chuck some more dice. Yeah, he's interesting. And then his... I don't know how he flipped that focus result. Oh, that's not super good.
Is he going to spend it? That's the question. He is. He's going for it, baby. With a triple.
I think he Dooku'd an evade. Oh, and he gets one anyway. Now he's got to worry about his focus situation. We're expecting the double tap here. Yeah, he's on 1, and there's You'd Better Mean Business, throwing down the double tap, and this is why you've definitely wanted Death Rain in with that extra 2 dice, or maybe even 3 against Sam. We've got a tokenless Captain Dobbs now.
Danger.
And yeah, hit crit with a conversion. And he only evades 1. So that's the shields down, and he's going to suffer the crit as well. It's a fuel leak.
It also means that that's going to be half points onto Dobbs. So we've got a game that's going to be 51-98. So they're really chasing. Liam's really chasing to finish off Sam, who's at 101, which would get him back in favor of the game. Now, I believe he's only on 1 hole left. Yes, he is. So it's only going to take 1 cheeky shot to get through. Quite worried for Death Rain here because he can't just... With his initiative at 4, he can't just 1 forward off that rock because Jenga will put him back on that asteroid, which will make him re-roll again for it. How does he get off this? How does he get off this rock?
You don't. Unless you want to do it, you want to throw down a big forward move. You're in a jam here because being stressed as well, you can't drop your bomb or launch your bomb and then roll off the rock either.
Oh no. Now, the too hard right would probably get him off with another bump, irregardless. I mean, he's stressed, but wouldn't give him any shots the next turn. But at least he's not on an asteroid. I don't know. Or what? Oh, can he go? What about 3 forward? Would that fit?
3. Oh,
if he can just get ahead, he's putting a lot of block potential onto either of the fire sprays. Because right now, Django can't really just do a 1 forward either because of the rock there. He'll probably be turning in.
Yeah, he's got to sort of cut across Sam here. But that's okay because... here we go. I'm going to launch that iron bomb. That's the last one for now. I'm going to say for now. And we'll see if he actually chooses to hop over it. Maybe you just ionize everybody and hope you can get some work done with Captain Dobbs. Oh, he's taken the bump.
Has he?
Oh, no, sorry. Not taking the bump. He's actually dropping another thermal with Django.
This would be so lethal. If the 3 forward can fit and he can park up both fire sprays, that would be huge. Even with Seasoned Navigator, Django would be in trouble. That's going to be huge. Does he do it? What do you think? What's he done here, Suresh? Give me the read. You know Liam better than I do. What do you reckon?
I think he has to, because parking yourself on the rock, you've got to try it. And this is a problem here against Zam, as we're seeing now, just as an aside with Dobbs. Dobbs doesn't have the option for his classic... Oh, he's...
No.
One straight, Liam. I think you had to try it. I think it fits, and I think you had to try it.
Roll the hit.
Another... Oh, man.
The other thing for Dobbs is because he couldn't do a 3, he doesn't get the evade.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Us had to focus as well.
And that means that against both of these fire sprays, they're possibly going to be able to look for the initiative kill against a 2-hull Dobbs. 4 Dobbs can actually get that last one in. Here comes Contraband Cybernetics as well. So this is going to be big from Zam, and I reckon we're going to see him boost here, get away from the Iron Bomb, and finish off Dobbs with the... There we go.
Oh, it's lethal. It's lethal. I'm on the edge of my seat. This is the danger zone.
Where does he put it? Because I reckon we're seeing a couple of iron fire sprays, but Liam just won't have the firepower to actually capitalize on that anymore. And don't look now, Empire fans. You might even have another turn on that rock. It'll be close to see where the bump comes up if Liam tries to keep his guns on target. All the ion tokens.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like the fire sprays have both shots onto Dobbs as well.
Yep.
That's the danger.
Yeah, you'd count on Dobbs being initiative killed here. Still only gets 1 hit.
Jeez.
No, with a lock.
2 crits.
2 crits.
He does have fuel leak. Double.
You must spend a token. He's got a token.
He's got to spend it. He's so vulnerable now.
Yeah, now you're getting possibly just crushed by Zam. And Zam has Dooku double.
Probably going to call that crit. Rolling 4 dice.
Dooku's a crit. Oh, gets a free crit. And you need natties, otherwise the fuel leak will kill you. Oh no, he's making sure of it. And that's the slave 1. No, it's not. So it wasn't slave 1.
Just having a look myself. What could that have been? Was it
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, right.
Yeah, not looking good now. Oh, is that... Oh no, just resolving these bombs, which we all got too excited with the dice. And that's what a hit crit. Oh, that's rough. That's a weapons failure on Death Rain there.
We were at that last turn where things could have just been that little bit different. Maybe the 3 forward fit, maybe it didn't.
Nah, it didn't fit. It did not fit. Well, we can go back and watch the replay later, but I don't think that one wasn't gonna wasn't gonna escape either.
Yeah.
So here we have, especially with the crit making sure of it essentially, because of the fuel leak, that's 2 cards. And that's all Dobbs had left. So if all you had to do was push the crit through with four pictures, the crit was going through. Nothing an evade can do about that. So unfortunately, with 11 minutes to go, I don't really see a path to victory here for Liam. I suspect, ladies and gents, that we might have called it there. So somebody's just loaded up a cannon and Death Rain is off the board. I think we might call that good game. And let's drag these players back into our chat room here.
Wow.
Good.
Hey guys. Hey, question for the Empire player first. Who are you and what have you done with Liam Earley? Go.
Hey, look, that's the first
Shots
time
fired.
playing against this double fire sprays. These things are all right, eh? I like them. I still don't understand how Zam works, but that's
Pretty solid, and they compete stupidly
No.
deep. Like... Neither do I. Clearly, I missed his card like half the bloody game and put the wrong one down. So it's hard for everyone, even if you're him.
Yeah. No, that honestly, that Season Navigator, I've never played against that thing. That thing is insane because I'm used to just ironing stuff and that's it. I'm walking it off the board, but I couldn't get the first iron off on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Changed his bloody dial.
we we were watching it, and Sunta got parked in that corner, and then Rick and I, we sort of looked at that state, and you pulled off that move where you barrel rolled, you turned in front of Django, and then you started dropping bombs, and we actually thought you might have been able to walk him off the board.
I was trying very hard. But yeah, I just couldn't do it. It was good. I like Django at Initiative 6. It makes him real powerful as well.
Yeah. And the Season Navigator, because it changes your dial, like you change from like a two hard or one hard to a 2 bank or a 2 straight. If you change to a blue, you execute it as a white, but for his ability, it still works as a blue as well. So it's actually extra strong to trigger his ability more sometimes too. Which is what I set up in the corner there. When Suntu is in the corner, I was like, if I put the 1 hard, I can sit with it if I want, or I can do a 1 straight, or I can just adjust to whatever Suntu does and make sure I finish him off.
Yeah, and that bomb, that Zam bomb that caught Sunter off guard, that was bad.
And the one question I had for you, Liam, just towards the end of the game, what Rick and I thought is when you had Death Rain there, just behind the asteroid that he ended up sort of parked on, if you just 3 bank, you maybe catch the side of Zam and just finish off Zam. What was your thoughts behind the 3 turn? I just didn't quite see it.
I wanted to set up the next bomb fling because Zam was already ion. So I was like, the only way I get this is if I just keep 1-forwarding Zam, and then I get the defender behind them, and then I just keep blocking Django with because I thought the 2 hard would block Django, but of course the Season Navigator then changed the Talon roll to a 3-forward, and I'm just getting a rear shot at. I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, I had for that turn. I thought you were gonna. I thought you were going to do the 1 straight, bump into me, ion Zam again. So I put in the Talon roll, and then when you went 2 hard, I was like, oh, okay, I'll just jump over then. So it was definitely clutch there because the Talon roll, it would have been a fine position to be in, but it enabled me to double down on Dobby. What's his name? I'm just going to call him Dobby, the house elf.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what he does. Gets magic out to help Harry Potter, also known as Suntia Fell. So
yeah, that's well that first engagement when Suntia popped 3 blanks was like, I just needed 1 paint and Captain Dobbs could have taken the ion and I wouldn't have been critted. But oh well, almost worked.
Brendan, I think from your side, what we really enjoyed in that first engagement that Liam just mentioned was you pulled off a really nice bait and switch almost. You had
it was Zam sort of
came in, took I think 3 damage, but then she sort of turned away, and then Django came in from the side and as we've discussed, really put that pressure on Suntia, which was fatal for Suntia. But Rick and I really liked that play because it made Liam split his fire. And Liam, this is a really interesting list, but what I think it is probably just missing a little bit of, and you can comment on how you've played it, is it just doesn't have big spikes of damage.
No, Captain Dobbs does most of the damage. I mean, even in that game, I think he did all the damage on Zam. Actually, I think he did do 100% of the damage on Zam. Yeah.
Sunta might have got 1 early.
No, Sunta didn't. I don't think Sunta shot. I might have shot the very first turn, but he had the evade, so he didn't. No, I don't even think he shot. Yeah, I think it was Captain Dobbs. Usually I do split because the defender 1v1ing things usually beats it, and then Death Rain just ions the other thing off the board. Because I get the Coronet if something's moving after me, and then I start the ions. But that Season Navigator, again, when I was trying to get those blocks off, then the dial could just change. I'm like, it was really difficult to try and do it. But yeah, that was my only plan, was hoping I ions Django off the board, and then 1v1s the defender with Zam.
Yep. And just didn't, that Season Navigator, man, just didn't come off.
That's crazy. Really good.
Yeah, the bait and switches. I thought about doing a 3 Talon even at the start. I really want to try and use Zam to get the bombs into play. Come chase him. I'm still getting my shots, so it doesn't really matter. And then Django can sort of come around and take whatever flank he wants. Django is definitely a lot more vulnerable, I find, without the Dooku force point. He can burn down a bit quicker, so it's good to get him set up on the flank. And yes, but I decided the one bank because if he went slow or turned in towards Django, then I could at least boost back up towards the top of the board
Alrighty.
and sort of
I'm-
put the pursuit on to Suntir and the others.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get my dad to run that double fire spray list so I can practice against it. That is a solid. I like it a lot. I like that a lot. It's really good.
Now, Jensen, you did mention your dad Barry Earley there. Another one of the Perth Jawas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Gents, thank you very much for playing with us this afternoon. It's been really great to have you on with us because we hoped, of course, to be playing X-Wing in the store this Arvo, but it wasn't to be. So instead, we'll stick with this.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah, any shout outs for both either one or both of the Perth or the Victorian teams there for you, Brendan?
You want to go first, Liam, or?
I don't know any. There's only the Jawa. We really have one team, as far as I'm aware. So I'll
Name
shout out
names.
the Jawas. Actually, I think there is another team, but I can't remember their name.
Oh man. Yeah, what have you done with Liam Earley?
I just rock up to the tournaments, all right? That's
Noted.
Well done.
Oh god. But hey, that usually is enough. So, but I had a blast that game. It was really good. And you know what? It's the first time I've ran the trajectory simulators in Tabletop Simulator, and it was very hard trying to figure out what would work and what wouldn't.
It's a different world, tabletop, compared to real life.
Yeah.
But
There are
for
some
those
things that are easy,
of us in Melbourne, it's all we've had for a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, no, we went into a week lockdown once. It was horrible, but that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can sympathise with you, Suresh, and the rest of the guys up there. It's tough,
Thanks,
man.
man.
It's frustrating, but hang tough. But yeah, I'll give a shout out to. We got a group in Melbourne, Black Havoc. They actually have a podcast as well. If you want to check them out on Podbean or whatever podcast you listen to, but they organising most of the events now in Melbourne. They're pretty much the main X-Wing scene. There's also a scene down in Geelong, but they're awesome bunch of guys. I think a few people might have seen Lockie
Oh, yeah,
on the
Gold
GSP.
Squadron.
He made the final at the last event they ran. Yeah, and then other main guys there, Luke Thompson, Benjamin Johns, and that you'll see them around as well. They're great guys. So shout out to them, and shout out to you guys and to Tom. You guys are doing great work. So
Thanks, mate. And I think if Cam, you're listening, correct me if I'm wrong, we do have one more game coming up a little bit later this afternoon. Off the top of my head, we might have an XTC match. No, what? Yes.